You who know me pretty well, you know that I'm more of a tea drinker than a coffee drinker, and that for most of my life I've pretty much abhorred coffee. Well, for those of you who are visual learners, here is a physical representation of how much coffee I drank yesterday, well, in a period of 24 hours, I should say. Some of that was Tuesday night, some of it was Wednesday during the day. Those two represent one large coffee. I didn't have any of my own large coffee things. Yeah, so that might give you some kind of idea as to what my day looked like. Because I basically survived on coffee. Which is not a sentence I ever thought I would ever say. So, I'm going to try and do a one-take video today. Because, again, this is just a busy week for me. And I don't really have time to edit, and hopefully there are not too many ums or ands. There have already been a lot of ands. I will try to cut down on those. We're rolling them back. I will also try not to say so. I noticed that I do that, but maybe I only notice it when I'm editing. I pretty much start every sentence with so, blah 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 blah, so blah 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 blah. Yeah. It's gotta go. It's gotta go, Maggie. You've been doing it for 6 years now. Gotta stop that. I've probably been doing it longer than 6 years. That's just how long I've been trying to cut them out and hating myself for doing it. I don't hate myself. I'm just like, what the? This is a quality video. I mean that. No, I wasn't being sarcastic. I think this is an A+ video. I probably could become the next Ryan Higa. Nope, not gonna make a racist joke. Okay, so healthy, sexy hair. Soy Renewal Beach Spray. So basically now that I've put this product in my hair, I can look like I just got off the beach. Please ignore the shimmering that's coming off of my pale white skin. I basically act like the moon. I reflect light. So, yesterday was a big day for me. I had AGC elections. I talked about this in my first video, but then I cut it out because it was too long, and I'm just like, guys, I don't want to talk about this too much. So yesterday, AGC, which is the construction engineering club I'm in, had their yearly elections for the next year's cabinet. It's actually a pretty big deal. It's not like a lot of clubs on campus where, you know, you have 15 members and, you know, a freshman can come in and become president or whatever. Like, it's a club of over 100 people at times, not always. But like, we pretty much average like 80 pretty regularly. And it does a lot of work. I want to say that AGC is the student organization that does the highest volume of community service of any student organization. That might have been repetitive, I'm not really sure, but we're just going to roll with it. So it's a really, really good club. They're the ones I went on my spring break trip with when I went to Tennessee, and we built 4 houses in 4.5 days, which is pretty impressive, I think. So it's an important club. It's important for me to be in for my major, and I really, really like it, and I wanted to be on cabinet. This time last year, when I was a freshman, I went to the elections. I just wanted to go to see what it was like and to vote and whatever. And there was a girl sitting behind me, and she kind of said, "Hey, are you going to run for a position?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "You should run for webmaster." And no, not going to do that. I wouldn't know what I was doing. Plus, the guy who was currently webmaster had 1 more year left. He'd been webmaster for at least a year. I want to say 2 years. I think he's been doing it for 3 years. And he's really, like, he's really good at it. He knows what he's doing. He kind of goes, like, he's the person who goes above and beyond and is really helpful to everyone. He's really nice. I just didn't want to run against him because that would be shitty. Also, I feel like they'd give people a bad impression of me. Like, who is this little freshman girl coming and running against our beloved Matt? That's his name. Anyway, So that didn't happen, but because of that, I did start to kind of work with him throughout this past year, and with the vice president of the club who runs high school outreach, because they wanted to make like a promotional video for it. So I've kind of been working on that. It's not like a super awesome mini feature length. That's redundant. That's like an oxymoron. Anyway, but it's not like super awesome. Like, they just said, here are some clips we took from these trips that we went on, put them together. And I'm like, okay. So that's what I did. It's not done yet because of reasons. I'm not a procrastinator. It's just not done yet. Anyway, so basically what that meant was that I was kind of being brought into the club, like almost fostered in. I don't want to say grandfathered in because, one, I'm not a boy and it wasn't my grandfather, and also I don't know exactly if that phrase works here, but basically they kind of picked me for the next webmaster because in general nobody runs for webmaster. Like, Matt originally didn't even want to do it. Someone like nominated him because that's how elections work. You nominate someone seconds it, and then you run. Kind of a messy system. They've changed it since then. But he ended up really liking it and being really good at it, so it worked out. But basically they did that because nobody runs. And so I was like, okay, this is a great position for me to start out in the club, because then I won't have to go up against a bunch of guys and try and defeat the bro system. The bro system sucks. And by the bro system, I mean the patriarchy. Just kidding. That's kind of become my thing. Everything is the fault of the patriarchy. Just, even if it's not, it usually is, though. I'm looking at you, patriarchy. I keep getting off topic. This is going to be a long video, but I don't really care. So elections were coming up, and they wanted us to submit an online application form, like a little, like, page with our face, our name, our year, what we were running for, and then like a little bit of details about us, like what makes us a good candidate, kind of about our history, short little thing, so that people could like go on the website where they posted them and see who all the candidates were. Because I mean, there were a lot of us. There were probably upwards of 40 people running for various positions. There are 13 positions available. There's a lot of people to go through. I think 40 is an exaggeration. I'd say around 30 though, between 30 and 40. Anyway, so I started looking through that, and there were 3 people running against me. Like, 3 other guys wanted to run for webmaster. That's never happened before. And so I just started to freak out, because I'm like, there is no way that a club of construction engineers who are mainly guys, and who, even though I've interacted with them a bit, like, I'm guessing that a lot of people don't know me. Why would they vote for a girl over a guy? Because that's just kind of how it works, especially in my head, that's how it works. And in general, that is how it works. I don't know. It's like, you have to really get in with them before they'll vote for you, but maybe that's the same for the guys. I really don't know. So basically, it's my tendency to freak out, so I was freaking out. I'm like, I've been working this past year, and I was like really hoping that I would get on cabinet, because like I want to segue into other positions later. Because maybe at some point I want to be vice president or president of the club. I don't know. I'm just trying to take over the world in little bitty steps. And I figured starting with a big important club on campus would be a good place to start. So this is totally putting like a wrench in the monkey wheel thing. I don't know how that phrase goes, so I just made it up. So we had elections last night. And, oh God. I actually won. And I felt like I looked like an idiot, because I just came out there like, yeah, okay. Like, I'm making myself tear up a little bit because I'm smiling so hard. Like right now, actually. And then I basically split because I had an exam to go to at 8. So that was fun. Yeah, that was kind of the highlight of my day yesterday. I am now the webmaster for AGC for next year. I'm really happy about it. It's gonna be a good deal. I love you all. Have a good day. Have a good week. Have a good life. And maybe I'll see you tomorrow.